I'm Kirby.
I'm Brad.
And I'm Warren.
And this is the Real Gamerscore podcast. We are your source for Xbox achievement news, Gamerscore tips, and special definitive editions. This week we talk about abandoning your children, a brief 5-minute cricket tutorial, and all aboard the whale train. But first, here's the song of the week. Indie games built by some very devs.
Oh, I know what it is already.
Try a flu, gotta play 20 days. Oh, why did I have to start every game because it is free? That's enough of Roblox for me.
It's obviously the Sesame Street theme song.
Yeah, good work. That's that was I liked it. I had to when Warren sent it to me, I was like, I should know the tune, but just in case it's changed or it's not, the classic one isn't the one I know, I'm gonna listen to it just in case. No, it was good. I like it. I like it when we go a bit weird. It's fun.
That was good.
Alright, so as you can tell, Alex is not with us tonight, but we do have a better version, because he's not in Melbourne. We have Brad with us tonight.
G'day.
Yeah. Alex is busy working, he tells us, but, I doubt it. So, before we get into anything, if you wanna just send him messages in the Discord and annoy him while he's quote unquote working, you can join us at discord.io/realgamerscore. You can join the conversation and send lots of messages to Alex and annoy him. We don't, unless I hope I didn't miss any Patreons. I'm pretty sure we don't have any new Patreons this week. I'm going to double check now, but I'm fairly certain we don't. So that's okay. Oh, no, I have to log in. Oh, goodness gracious. No, that's not going to... We don't have any new Patreons this week. I didn't get any emails saying. So if we do, blame Patreon not sending me an email. Okay? This is gone swimmingly the first 2 minutes of the podcast. We've done real well, guys.
Excellent stuff.
Yeah. So as we do every month, we have our random to-do list giveaway. That is for unlocking an achievement in the random to-do list and sending in the answer to a trivia question of another game with the word bomb in it, because the prize is flutter bombs. It's a twin-stick butterfly shooter. It seems pretty cruisy. You get to play as a butterfly, and I'm sure there's some of you who've always wanted to be a beautiful butterfly. So there you go. There's your opportunity. I have stuff for next month, which is good. But I've been talking to a couple people at the AH101 podcast because I know they like the random to-do list. And I am trying to set up some kind of competition where, because next month is the start of the new 4-month little mini season, it'll be myself competing against one of their hosts to see who performs better in the random to-do list. So 4 months is 100 achievements total. I imagine I'll provide some kind of prize if I win of some kind of dollar amount per achievement ahead of the other guy. So if I win 100 to 80...
make a gentleman's bet. Loser buys the other person a $10, $15 game.
Because when I mentioned it, they said, we don't need to have prizes. I'm like, what are you talking about? That's the only way I'll be motivated to do this.
Yeah, if you're not gambling, then what's the point?
No, so there'll be a prize of some kind if I win. If I win, there'll be some kind of prize for the community. If I don't, there'll be some kind of smaller prize for the community, a concession, if you will. Hopefully, this will get me multiplayer achievements that the community can help me out with. Otherwise, it's just going to be people abusing me as to why I didn't get all these single-player achievements. But anyway, that'll be happening over the next 4 months. More information when I have it. I'm kind of looking forward to that because I won the inaugural yearly random to-do list with a little bit of manipulation of game collection to get a really high score. But we don't need to talk about that. That's in the past. Rules were introduced to prevent that happening again, and they're very good rules. Okay, so I've been quite busy, and Alex is usually our news getter for the most part. So he's obviously been so busy he didn't get us much news, but we do have a couple things to talk about. One off the top, I was just reading an update on the article, is Skybound, who now have the license to the Telltale Walking Dead games, has announced the Walking Dead Definitive Edition, which is... I don't think they specified what was in it.
Like, what's so definitive about it?
Okay. Well, they've said all 4 games. So that makes me think it's seasons 1 to 4. But then they also said... I think they said 28 episodes, which would include Michonne.
Right.
Because first season is 5 episodes plus 400 days. That's 6. Another 5 from season 2 is 11. Another 5 from season 3 is 16. 4 from the final season is 20. And another 3 from Walking Dead Michonne is 23. I feel like they mentioned 23 episodes. And now I'm looking.
Yes, it does. The definitive series includes over 50 hours of gameplay across 23 unique episodes.
So they say 4 seasons, so I guess maybe they... 4 games, sorry, so... I don't know.
Actually, it even does say plus Walking Dead Michonne.
Okay, that's weird that they would just... Whatever. I'm not gonna... like, they've sorted it out, it's fine. It's just a weird way to do it, I guess. Currently, this is only available with collector's edition type bundles that... I was very mistaken about the prices of them. They go for $99.99 is the cheapest one. $249.99 is
Jesus.
The next one up, and $349.99 is the top tier. And that $350 bundle has sold out. There was only 100 available, so they only made $35,000 from that, or at least got $35,000 before they give away all their goodies, which probably cost about $20 all up. So. $34,980 profit.
What? Spending $350 on a playable book.
Now, let's not...
Well, you get a signed art print, you get a comic book, you get a t-shirt, you get gold
Disco Broccoli plush, which if you haven't played the last game, you won't know who Disco Broccoli is. But you will soon. Disco Broccoli's pretty cool. But yeah, let's not go questioning people's $350 purchases, because some of us may have done it for other titles, alright?
Wow.
Some of us really wanted the limited edition Kingdom Hearts nonsense, okay?
Yeah, but that's different. You get a physical game with that, you get statues and all that, you know.
Yeah, you get a bunch of... So, okay, in the base pack, you get an Erickson School for the Troubled Youth t-shirt, which again, final season, you won't get that reference yet. Clementine and Lee enamel pins, a Kenny hat, which is weird that you would get a Kenny hat and not a Clementine hat.
Clems, yeah, that's odd.
That's unusual. Clementine nesting dolls and Disco Broccoli plush.
Nesting dolls, is that actually a reference from something? I don't recall that at all in the game.
Is that like the Russian dolls where they split over?
So that's the Russian dolls. I imagine, and what it looks like is it's Season 4 Clem, which fits over the top of Season 3 Clem, which fits over the top of Season... Yeah.
Okay.
Which, I mean, yeah. The 250 pack is all of those things, plus... it comes in a box with gold-stamped signatures from the Still Not Bitten team, which were the guys who worked on The Walking Dead. But again, not signatures, just stamps of their signatures, which is different. It's not really signed by them.
But it's gold. I mean...
Yeah, it's still cool. It's just... It's not really signed. I think when you stamp a signature onto something, it's not as meaningful as someone taking the time to sign it, in my opinion.
Granted.
I mean, it's still probably cool. It's just not as cool as it could have been if they actually signed it. Especially if they'd signed it like the credits, which is really like how they did the credits in their final season. If it's the names like that, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Also comes with a 10-inch Clementine and Lee diorama. They say diorama, it's a statue. Is that what we call a diorama now? I feel like dioramas are like in a box.
Yeah, dioramas are those terrible things we had to make in primary school.
Yeah, it's the habitat of the zombie, you know. An 18 by 24 art print from the comic book artist who I assume does the comic books. I assume that's his name that I'm not going to butcher.
No. If I have to say Prue, you have to try and say this guy's name.
Yeah, it's Zawadzki.
You reckon that's a W sound? Given your name?
I would think so. Yeah. I could be totally wrong. It could be Zawadzki.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Zawadzki. Eric Zawadzki. The $350 pack includes everything from before in a signature stamped box, plus a proper signed art print from the members of the Still Not Bitten team. And that's a pretty cool looking art print too. The voiceover actors have signed it, and Robert Kirkman has also signed it.
Oh, that's actually pretty good.
So that's why that sold out so quickly. So really, it's $100 for that art print. You get everything in the Guardian pack. You pay an extra $100 for that art print, which is probably worth $100 if this is something you really loved. It's too late now. I'm telling you all this stuff that you can't get. You can't get the art print.
Oh, it'll be on eBay. Don't worry about it.
There'll be an eBay version for $350 alone, at least. No, all that gibberish that I've been going on, and I do love to ramble. To see Alex isn't here to keep us on track. That was his job, is to keep us moving in the right direction.
It does bring me on something. The collector's editions, do you guys think they're getting a bit out of hand with how much they're costing these days?
So what?
Well, I mean,
back in the PlayStation 3, it'd be in Australia, it'd be $100 for your standard game, and then $150 for the collector's edition. You might get a statue or something. Yeah,
pretty much. But now, these days, you pay $150 and you'll get the game and some extra digital content, which no one really cares about. And then
everyone just paid the $1 million for those Saints Row extra super wad things.
Gone to the moon. Yeah. Look, I think clearly the market is there for it. Clearly, if the $350 pack is selling out, and the $350 pack for Kingdom Hearts sold out multiple times, where they created more or they released more for that perceived, where they create rarity by limiting release. I don't know what that's called. And I feel like I don't think it's $350 worth of stuff. If I'm perfectly honest, I think you're probably getting. I think $250 is probably reasonable for what you're getting, for the ultimate pack. So I think it's probably more expensive than it needs to be, but people will pay for it, because if this is the only thing they're gonna get, then they'll get it.
I mean, if you're a fan of a series, I can totally see people investing some kind of cash into physical items or tangible assets from the game, especially if it's including things like signed art prints, because that's kind of a collector's item you're just not really able to duplicate. So I mean, depending on what's in it, if it's something that you're really enthused about, then I would totally see people, and I've even gone in the past and bought those crazy collector's editions. So yeah.
Oh yeah, so have I. But that's what I mean. When I used to buy them a lot more regularly, they were much cheaper, and they've just been going up and up and up. over the years. I mean, I think, what was it, Mortal Kombat 11, they have the Scorpion mask, and that's, I think, around $500. That's insane.
Is that all you get with it? Is just a mask?
Oh, you probably get like a tin, like the tin game case and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, Steelbook, that's right.
I mean, you have to be careful as to whether you get the game, because there have been super duper expensive collector's editions that don't give you the game. So you need to be wary about that for a start. The more than the price of that is the multiple collector's edition type things.
Yeah,
like
the tiered
Ubisoft has done it really. They're probably the kings of it, where they'll have their base. They have I think they call it a definitive edition.
Then gold, then like
deluxe,
and that sort of stuff.
Their base, their deluxe, which has just essentially some digital extras. Then they have their gold, which comes with the season pass, and then they have their ultimate, which comes with the season pass, all your digital goodies that you want, and early access to the game. I think 3 days early is what they do now, and I think it's just that's what annoys me.
That's a terrible trend. The early access stuff, people forking out an extra $50 just to play it 1 or 2 days early. I don't understand the mentality with that.
It's really not even early. It's the traditional day of release on a Tuesday, and everyone else just gets pushed back. So it's less, you're paying not to get a delayed date of starting.
I mean, sometimes I understand if there's it's heavily PvP, and you want to get that couple of days head start. But even then,
yeah, it's very, all the EA stuff with their early access as well it's a complicated mess, and I dislike that trend as well. But
I think the last collector's edition that I saw that I thought was truly worth the money for it, I can't remember, I think it was Shadow of War, maybe it was Shadow of Mordor, and it's like a giant statue with the Balrog, and I think it's a dragon, and it's massive. I think it was only the PC version got that, but I think it was about $1,000 or something like that, but it was insane. And it looked excellent.
Yeah. So the last one I would have seen, that other than the Kingdom Hearts one, because I don't think it was worth it, but I was always going to get it. Like, I don't think it was a $350 bundle, but I was always going to get it. And that's $350 US, by the way.
Yeah.
So it was, the last collector's edition I think that was worth it was probably one I saw in Japan, but only because it had a resale value of way higher when you bring it back home.
Right.
I think it was like some shoot 'em up Japanese shmup that was like $60 there and would have resold for like $200 to $300 here. And that's only because it had the resale value is why I think it was worth it.
Dark Souls 3, that was another game that had an excellent statue with it. I think there was like a Yorm the Giant statue that came with it, and it was huge. And that was another really expensive one that sold out really quickly.
I think I'm still let down that the Master Chief helmet that came with, what was that, Halo 3, it wasn't able to be worn. That was kind of my biggest letdown.
I've bought plenty of collector's editions in the past. I think I bought Assassin's Creed 2 collector's edition. I knew people that worked at EB Games, GameStop, so I would get like collector's edition stuff out of collector's editions without having to pay for it. One of the I've just opened up because I enjoy looking at it. Have you ever played Steins Gate?
Yes.
I've watched the series. I haven't played the visual novels.
Okay. That's right. So this collector's edition of Steins Gate, and I'm fairly certain it works with the Japanese SIM, but it comes with a replica phone.
Oh, nice.
I'm fairly certain, that looks like a legitimately working camera. I imagine it with a Japanese SIM it would work fine. I just don't probably even a normal SIM. I just don't want to mess around with it. I'll put it back in its bubble wrap. I thought that was really cool. I think, and even then, it was probably the same price as a standard edition here. it was a little touch. You get, so I think you probably got some extras as well, but even, and I'm not sure whether this was a used version, like whether someone had purchased it and it was second hand. But even if it was, it's still in its bubble wrap. Like, it was in really good condition. So
yeah,
I'm now trying to figure out how to pack up the box.
I haven't bought a collector's edition in forever. I think the last two that I bought, I've got the Dark Souls 2 one, which came with the statue, and that's really good.
Yeah.
And I got the Bioshock Infinite that came with the Songbird statue, and that looks excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, most recent one I picked up was the Psycho Pass Collector's Edition, because it was the same price as the regular game. And that came with an art book, some DVDs, of the actual series, and other like miscellaneous stuff. Like that's just. It seems like they're charging more for the large physical.
The
statues.
same quality, yeah.
Yeah, but if it's just kind of like an included art book or just an included DVD, they can almost slip it in for close to the same or the same value as a normal game.
Yeah, and I love the art books. The art books is where I much prefer just looking at them. I would never be good enough to paint stuff. I occasionally get them and show my girlfriend, and she does replicas, and I'm like, okay, that's well beyond what I could even imagine myself doing. But I love looking at concept art and that sort of stuff. Even for games I'm not that interested in. Like, I got a concept art book from Shogun Total War. I gave the game to my friend and just kept the collector's edition stuff because I didn't want the game. I just wanted the stuff. And I got I got a chess set from it and an art book, and I think the chess set broke because someone dropped it, because I think it folded a way that they weren't expecting, so then they lifted it, it folded, and pieces broke. It was very disappointing for me. Yeah, no, the art books is where I am sold. If it has, like nowadays at least, I used to like the statues and stuff because they were cool, but I mean, yeah, if I get a good art book for reasonably close to the same price, I'd more than happily pay $10 more, $20 more.
Fair enough.
Words came to my head. I've lost. No, I can't remember the important thing I was going to say. So, just circling back to this Walking Dead Definitive Edition, we don't have an achievement list yet. I assume we will. I assume this will have a separate list. Because even, PlayStation's a good place to look because they do get a lot of limited run versions. They almost always have a separate edition for that limited run. Every time Limited Run Games does a version of like a 100 set physical, it's got a separate trophy list. So is it Softeast Asia? I can't remember. There's an Asian one who brings ports over to the West and does limited run physicals, and it'll have a separate trophy list. I would imagine this is going to have a separate trophy list. These are all still in pre-order. I'll see if I can figure out when it's going to be released. No, can't be bothered. No, doesn't seem to say anything. But, yeah, it looks like we're going to get a 5th stack of The Walking Dead.
No, thank you. I can barely keep myself awake going through it the first time.
For $50, $60, what do you reckon they could sell this for? US, because I don't understand other currencies.
I'm not sure what the last one went for, but I mean, I guess if we're doing another all-inclusive with no remastering, nothing new, probably I would assume like a $60 or $50 price point.
Yeah, I think someone said in the Discord that the last collection was around the $50 price point. So they might just tack on an extra $10, seeing as it's got an extra season in there.
I can't see a price on True Achievements for that. I will quickly have a look on the store and see what because they had the everything up to the final season collection.
Yeah.
And that was cool.
I think that was the $50 one.
Yeah, probably. Well, although you can't... I don't know what they linked. I'm going to see if... They probably have a separate store link, because the one I'm seeing is not for sale.
I'm always surprised by the price point of point-and-click games.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Artifacts Mundi added $5.
That's what I was about to
theirs,
say.
So.
Yeah, they're pretty costly, those ones.
Yeah, normally $50 for that. So I could imagine even with the final season, I could see it being bumped up to 65, 70. If that's
maybe. I mean, yeah.
I think they'll want to try and keep it.
Probably.
Yeah, I think they'll try and keep it around the $60 mark.
My guess is closer to 60. Yeah.
Yeah. 60 would be reasonable, I'd say, but I wouldn't be shocked if they pushed it out to 70 or something. Anyway, after 20 minutes of The Walking Dead and other tangents that we love, I know very little about this yet. I'm going to read it as we go. So the former IGN editor who had the plagiarism on Dead Cells, Philip Mewson.
That's the name.
Yeah, and he got fired over that controversy. I just can't talk today. Because when I run the show, I'd lose my English. He lost his job after the Dead Cells plagiarism controversy, and also when other instances of his plagiarism came out. Now, this is really a minor story, but I decided to throw it in because it was brought to my attention, and I love Dead Cells. He has finally come out and apologized for it. He names Nintendo Life, Nintendo Wire, Engadget, and Polygon, as well as other sources from articles he plagiarized. So
the wording in his confession or his apology was a bit funny. Like he made it seem like he didn't purposefully take people's content or their opinions and use them as his own, but yeah. I watched the Dead Cells one, and it was quite obvious that it was almost verbatim at some points.
Yeah. Previously, he had done an apology, and it was barely an apology. It was an apology in name only.
It was more like, I'm sorry you feel like you deserve an apology sort of thing.
Yeah. I'm sorry I got caught, as opposed to I'm sorry my actions were wrong and I feel remorse for it.
Yeah.
Okay, so he had I just wanted to verify that what I'd read made sense in my head. Yes, so he also copied articles from Nintendo Life, Nintendo Wire, Engadget, and Polygon as places he plagiarized from. That's what the wording in this article is awful for that stuff. Like, yeah, but he clearly, this was a habitual thing. God, just looking over. He said he's sorry and he will be original in the future, but I can't. It's tough to get a second chance when you've done something like this.
Yeah,
I can't.
His credibility
see anyone. Yeah, I can't see any reputable site giving him a chance after this incident.
From what I understand, he has a pretty reasonably sized YouTube channel and all that himself, so maybe he'll just try and do his own thing and build, if he can, build up his credibility back to a level where people might start to accept his work again.
Yeah, he might just have to be freelance for a while, really. I mean,
but yeah,
look, if he wants to keep pushing through in this industry, given what has happened, more power to him. You know, you do whatever you want as long as you don't repeat those mistakes. He can make as many review videos as he wants at his own time.
Yeah, second chances in this industry are pretty hard to come by. Once you get, a lot of people, once they've done something pretty bad, then
Yeah, and especially since it wasn't just the Dead Cells thing. There was that it came out that it was multiple different things that he had plagiarized. Yeah. Okay. Warren, you don't know much about him.
No,
I bet. Do you
sorry,
remember this?
I don't really remember this.
That's fine. I figured you were quiet for a reason. That's all right. He said he's sorry though. That's all that matters.
Yeah, hopefully,
and it seems
hopefully
genuine.
he learns from it and moves on. And yeah, like
it did seem like a genuine.
Yeah, because I think that's more important than people forgiving him is him being genuine in his apology, whether regardless of other people's reception to it.
Yeah.
If he's being genuine, things will turn for him, I feel.
Oh.
All right. And now that that's over and done with, now that I've got my little Dead Cells story out there, Minecraft, a live-action Minecraft movie is scheduled for 2022. What?
Well, apparently this is not the first time, though. I mean, supposedly there was one that was coming out next month, but I guess that didn't happen. So now we're looking ahead for a few more years.
Oh, okay. So, are we looking at a full motion? What? Not full motion. What am I thinking?
Live action.
Live action
actually coming
with people.
out to cinemas.
Yeah.
No, no.
don't.
No, live action. It's a full motion picture. Is that where it actually comes out in cinemas? What's the wording for that? That not a straight to TV or straight to Netflix movie. What am I thinking of for that phrase?
Theatrical release.
Maybe. Probably. You. Vamp while I'm looking.
Yeah, I'm not really. I mean, I get what you're saying. Is it going to be releasing in theaters, or is it just going to be like a TV series, or is it going to come on to like directly to Netflix or something?
Original kind of.
They don't specify. Yeah. There's really nothing on that yet, like where their target is going to be. But they actually, so far they've really only said that they have a director. It's Peter. I'm going to slaughter his name. Soleil, who's done some films and TV shows, known for 2008's Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist, which I can't recall watching. But I'm assuming from the sound of it, it sounds family-ish, which is probably a good thing, considering how Minecraft is definitely aimed at least at a family-ish level of people, even though it's mostly us adults that play it on console. But
maybe they're trying to ride on the coattails of the Lego movies.
It wouldn't be a bad thing. Those have done surprisingly well.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't watched them, but I do know that, at least the first Lego movie was pretty popular.
I've played the game. I haven't seen the movie.
I've played the game. The movie based on
Yeah.
I played the game that the movie.
I mean, it was
is
popular.
The movie based on the game, or is the game based on the movie?
The game's based on the movie. The movie's based on the bricks. They also had a spin-off in Lego Batman, so
yeah,
it's done well enough to produce 3 movies. I think you made a joke earlier, Warren. If we could somehow get achievements from this, then this is going to be great. If they can somehow figure out.
Well, they did put the story mode for Minecraft on Netflix recently.
They did, and it was awful.
I didn't even look at it.
Not awful. It's. I'll admit I didn't get further than the first episode, but the way they did the choices was different. I don't even remember how they did it, but I'm pretty sure there's less dialogue options.
Right.
And I think the wandering between anywhere where it's not cutscene, where you're walking, I'm pretty sure that was not in the game, because obviously it's then a point-and-click adventure game,
yeah,
and that's not really feasible on Netflix. So it was weird.
Yeah, I don't think I'm a fan of the interactive viewing experience like Bandersnatch. I watched that and it just got annoying trying to figure out how to watch all the different endings and stuff.
Yeah, that I imagine if you wanted to see all that, that could get annoying. Have yet to still watch Bandersnatch. I really should.
It wasn't bad.
I
Like, don't get me wrong, it was okay. It's just it seems like a lot more
You just-
effort to try and get your viewing experience.
you've got to just go into that with the mindset of this is how the movie goes. There is no other.
It's TV
Like,
with
this is
extra
it.
steps.
Yeah, you can't. I don't think you can go in thinking I'm gonna see all the endings because like you've just got to go and watch your one viewing and go. That's how the movie went for me, and for everyone else in the world, it's not different. And that's all that will be said of that. Like any other mindset, you're going to be struggling. I reckon it's tough. Anyway, Minecraft 2022.
I assume
probably
it will
do
be
well.
animated. I
Well,
don't
no, there
see how they
says
could
live
do it.
action.
They,
This is not
they've
animated.
said live action.
My big curiosity
So what, they're
is
gonna
how are you supposed to have a
have everyone?
How are they going to
Yeah.
craft?
how do you have a story of a teenage girl and her unlikely group of adventurers that's set in the Minecraft universe, but yet live action? I mean, are we going to have people wearing cardboard boxes?
That's what I was about to say. Wearing like square foam suits.
Like, how
or
is this
something
going to
like that.
work?
Oh, I guess we'll find out. It'll be like those budget cosplays
March
where people
4th.
wear beer cartons as Optimus Prime or something.
Yeah, it's also kind of crazy, yeah, that they've got a release date for a movie in like 3 years in the future.
Proper release, March 4th, 2022. That I feel like you shouldn't know when your movie is coming out this far in advance.
Maybe they're trying to bridge
Okay.
crunch time into the film industry.
That's like the last thing I'm sure they
I'm,
need.
I'm sure you have a general date set when you start making the movie, but announcing it this early is probably not good. What if things go horribly wrong?
Hey, about this game called
Like-
Scalebound?
Yeah. Like, when you announce it, you have to announce that it's delayed. If you just said 2022, you've got the whole year to play with. Like,
Yeah.
you don't need
Or
to announce
pick a
that.
quarter if
we
you
need
really
to take
want to.
Yeah. Having such a...
But then,
I'm surprised they didn't say, and the premiere will be out at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time
In
as
these
well.
specific theaters.
you open yourself up to competition as well. Like, say Lego wants to do another movie and they don't want Minecraft,
The only thing I
busting
guess
in
that
on
we're
their
not
territory.
I wonder if March 4th is a specific date. If like that's the date Minecraft was like, if it's like Minecraft birthday day or something.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'll look. March 4 Minecraft. Of course, all the news that I'm getting
Yeah.
is of the movie. That was silly. That was a... No, I'm going to look at that another day. When all of the news is not about the movie. Oh, that was not smart. Yeah. It could be, but even then, why set yourself that target?
Yeah.
Why... It's almost setting up to fail. Like, having... Hearing a specific date just makes me assume it will go horribly wrong and fail. I'm going to look more into this director while you vamp.
Okay.
Vamp,
It
I
was
say vamp.
released 17
Ooh, it's good
May,
looking.
so there goes that idea.
Oh, yep. Okay. What else? Oh. Click on what he's done. IMDb, load faster. Because, as you said, infinite Nick and playlist. Nick and Nora's infinite playlist.
That name is familiar, but I don't know where I know it from.
I know of the movie. I've never seen it. Nothing else he's done I've heard of. So going back oldest, he's done State of Romance, an episode of that. The Berg, Ben and Kate, Vinyl, The Path, Rise, and The Village. 2 episodes of those are all TV series, so...
Never.
God, do you think this is going to be episodic?
Oh, I hope not.
Just
The Minecraft
so
cinematic universe.
God, imagine you buy your $600 ticket because it's in 2022, and I imagine that's how prices go with movies these days. Like in 3 years' time, your standard $600 ticket.
No, that's
Wait,
the
does that come
popcorn
with
and
popcorn?
soda.
Yeah.
Yeah,
God, no, you...
that's where the money's
Standard
at.
ticket. I didn't say your deluxe edition ticket or your gold edition ticket, all right?
Ubisoft is running theaters.
And then you get your March 4 time slot, and then you have to book in for 3 months, and then 3 months away, and then 3 months away, because you need to see the next 4 episodes of the movie. All under your same ticket, because you've bought the ticket to see the movie. You just see it in 4 chunks.
And then the ending's a separate DLC.
They realized they finish it after 3 movies, and just start a new arc in the 4th and go, I guess we're still going, so buy another ticket.
Now, you suppose we'll all get like
Yeah.
ads for it on the dashboard, so we can just kind of like watch it when it comes out immediately on the digital version.
Yeah. Yeah, they're doing that a lot, aren't they? When Endgame comes out digitally, same day or a week
I think
later?
it's a week later, but yeah,
Can't be same day.
similar idea.
That's too soon. That's too soon.
What, you're going to be able to
Maybe
watch
if-
Endgame at home a week after the theatre release?
I think I'm fairly certain Endgame Blu-ray release. They'll have Oh no, apparently, no, not Blu-ray. It'll be a digital
Yeah.
purchase, digital release date.
I mean, it doesn't bother me. I'm going to go see it this weekend, hopefully, so...
Yeah, I think I have a ticket tomorrow.
Yeah, I know there's a Wednesday morning. Like, a lot of people are going to see it Wednesday morning.
And yeah, we've got a bunch of such. Anyway, we got onto Endgame somehow. Not really. Somehow we got into the Avengers. We rewind a bit. What were we talking about? Minecraft, dashboard, buying. I had a witty joke now and it's gone. Nope, I've lost it. That's alright. Just laugh, and I'm sure I'll insert it later, and it'll be brilliant. Go. Thanks. Thank you. Sure, it was fantastic. If I remember. Otherwise, it's just going to be that awkward little segue into the review. Unless you had something more to say about the Minecraft movie, and I've cut you off.
Nope, no more for me.
No, we'll find out in 3 years what's going on.
Other than at this early stage, do you think you go and watch it?
Oh, God, no.
I haven't gone to a theater movie in years. I probably won't be doing it in 3 years' time either.
Yeah, no, I can't imagine myself doing this unless I somehow get a kid in the next 9 months.
And you want to poison them with Minecraft?
There'll be 2.5, and I can just leave them there.
Well, you better get busy.
Is that a thing you can do? That's a thing you can do with kids, right? You can leave them at the movie theaters and go off and do your own stuff, right?
It's frowned upon.
When they're
I
2
believe it's
or
frowned
something?
upon.
Oh, okay. That's right. I will send my girlfriend/fiance/wife.
You have to at least leave an
watch it with
iPad
them.
with them, just in case.
You could always abandon them in a
With
desert.
Minecraft
I mean,
only.
that might be a...
Okay, I had a really bad joke about killing babies a couple weeks ago. Let's not get into this again.
What, you don't think abandoning your
No, I
child in
wasn't
the desert
babies.
is a great way to introduce the review this week?
Oh, I
Nice
I
little
missed
segue.
that segue completely because I was not focused on the review at all. That would be because then they would be a bit of a desert child. Speaking of desert child, Prue and Mighty Mango have reviewed that for us this week, and they're going to tell you all about it right now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's review. I am your host, as usual, Prue, and joining me, as usual, is Mr. Mighty Mango. How are you, sir?
As usual, I'm doing well.
Oh, great. Fantastic. So, we played a game this week, huh?
Yes, we did play a game, and we both had the same reaction to the game, too, which I think is amazing.
Yeah.
So, we played the game called Desert Child. It was developed by Oscar Bretan and published by Acapara Games. It was released December 12th, 2018 for the price of $11.99.
So, what type of game would you call Desert Child?
Well, I don't know what I'd call it. It's kind of an action game, kind of a racing game, kind of
Almost a
an adventure
time
game?
management
Yeah,
game,
almost.
too? I would say it has a split personality.
It's a very strange game.
It is very odd, and
because when you start, you're just riding you start out and you're riding a jet bike thing.
It looks a lot like the ghosts from Halo. That's
It
what
looks
I
like the ghost
immediately
from
thought.
Halo. I was also thinking it was the speeder thing that Rey rides in the first of the new Star Wars movies.
Ah, yes. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, so half of the game is the racing element, which we'll get to. And half of the game is the adventure-ish city
Wandering
exploration
around to different points in the city so you can do different types of race things.
Yeah. But the main core gameplay mechanic is the racing,
Correct.
which is
And
awful.
It's terrible. The main part of the game that you wanted to be good is terrible. I don't even know how to describe it. It's just bad.
It is really bad. So it's left to right. Left to right, and you're going at a fixed speed, and you're only ever racing against one other person. But you control where you are in the Z-axis, so you can come closer to the camera or further away. And really, the only thing is that you're supposed to be dodging obstacles and, for some reason, shooting televisions.
Yeah, which give you money.
Money and power-ups.
Some of them give you boost, and some of them give you money. Some of them give obstacles to stop the other player. And let's be clear, this is not some fancy-looking game either that's doing this. This is, for the old folks that listen, this is like Space Quest, King's Quest, Police Quest type graphics. Very blocky, chunky, 8-bit PC-looking graphics.
Yeah, it's very pixel art-y, very simplistic design.
So you can imagine how cool the racing is with it looking that way.
Well, that wouldn't be so bad, honestly. If it's just that, like, you don't ever really feel like you're in control because
No, not at all.
the camera never shifts focus, so you and your opponent are always on screen at the same time. So no matter how well you're doing or how poorly you're doing, you're always just within a one good run or one bad mistake from winning or losing. So it doesn't ever feel like it doesn't really matter how well you do. It's just kind of random, which is really frustrating when you're trying to actually beat these races.
Yeah, really frustrating. And the mechanics are just so horrible. But is it me, or is this the 8-bit graphic thing that's kind of getting played out a little bit?
Yeah, I mean,
Especially in this game. They could have done... I wanted to... I actually, when I played it, I really wanted to like the game, but the mechanics and the looks just got to me.
yeah, I mean, I can see it. It's fine. I think the aesthetic is fine. It's inoffensive. It's just, to me, it's just boring,
Yeah, extremely boring.
done, and it doesn't add anything to the gameplay experience.
So let's talk about how our gameplay experience was, especially towards the end of the game.
Oh yeah.
Prue and I both rage quit this game. Now, there is a solution, it turns out, for the part we were rage quitting at, for beating the last person in the game. But we both were rage quitting because if you lose, it starts you all the way back over at the beginning and of the Grand Prix. Did you notice the little glitch too with money? I don't know if you noticed that.
When you lose,
Yeah.
and you still get a ton of cash.
Yeah, you get
Yeah.
10 grand. The 10 grand it takes you to do the race, you just get back, and it doubles your money.
Yeah, you get it's kind of crazy. So I guess just to lay it out a little clearer, you play, I guess, the tutorial on Earth, where you learn the racing mechanics, and then once you race, you get hungry and your vehicle gets damaged, so you have to go into town and pay the money, some of the money that you've earned, to get all that fixed up. You have to go eat, you have to fix your ship or whatever. Then that's the beginning part. Then the rest of the game takes place on Mars, where you have both of those facilities available to you. You go eat and fix your stuff.
And you can get arrested, too.
And you can get arrested. Yeah. But there's a lot more. So there's a bigger town, you're on Mars, and there's all sorts of little tiny things you can do in the town. And you spend 90% of the game there. Then at the end of the game, you have to go do the Grand Prix. So up until that point, you aren't really penalized that much for losing a race.
Not at all.
You just don't get as much money if you lose a race. So you can kind of breeze through the game, still earning money while you're losing, and sometimes win, and it's no big thing. But at the end, you have to win 2 races in a row, followed by the final race, which is very much more challenging than what you've ever experienced up until that point.
Yeah, extremely more challenging, almost to the point where it's not fair.
Yeah. Yeah. So here's a pro tip, and the solution is up on TA at this point. If you get to that final race, you can actually just put your controller down. Don't touch a single button. And even though you will get smoked in the race, for some reason the game thinks you win the game. I don't know if it's because the NPC gets so far ahead or whatever.
And they get really far ahead.
But you will actually win the race if you do not touch your controller at all. I can confirm it. I've completed the game. You should definitely do that. Because
I'm going to try that now because I didn't know that tip.
Yeah, you do not want to rip your hair out trying to beat this stupid race. Nothing else like this in the game is this difficult. Not even half as difficult. This is by far the most frustrating.
It's insane. How they're like, oh, we're just going to turn the difficulty to max now at the end of the game. Enjoy.
Yeah. So I guess we could talk about the achievements now.
Yeah. Speaking about achievements, there are some missable achievements if you don't get them on Earth. If you get $500, it will boot you to Mars automatically. You don't have a say in the matter. You have to get a loan from your mom. That's an achievement.
Yep. Which isn't. I mean, you could start a new game. And
you could, but
do that.
If you want to
quickly.
do it all in one go.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's 23 achievements for 1,000 Gamerscore. There's 264 gamers that have played it as of this recording, and 44 have completed it. So there's random ones you have to eat a bunch of beans. There's a bunch of different kinds of beans which change each day. A day goes by each time you do a race or a task.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of daily stuff that you need to do, but the one achievement that will make you play the longest is actually a full month on Mars, which is apparently 60 days, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess Mars month is double.
Yeah, so that will be your longest achievement. Everything else you can get done easily within that time, but there's a bunch of daily stuff like buying newspapers for each day and buying beans for each day, and then there's some longer
records.
Yeah, longer stuff like get more money to get the records. And then the other missable, I think the only other missable achievement in the game is for not buying a specific item in the game, which is you can cigarettes. You could easily accidentally do that, but if you're paying the attention beforehand, that's easy enough to avoid. So,
My experience with there's an achievement for chilling for an hour where you basically just sit. There's a place when you go choose a race, you can race or chill.
Yeah.
The chill is an hour, and if you back out, it's not cumulative. You have to do it in one sitting.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
But my controller went asleep once, and it did not count. It basically reset. So I tried it and got it today. Do not let your controller fall asleep or plug it in, because otherwise you will lose that achievement. You will have to restart that achievement.
Chill mode is basically screensaver mode, and that's it. It just shows you an image of your guy chilling on his bike thing, and that's it. So just sit there for an hour, and that's not so bad.
Go ahead.
Okay, I was just gonna say it's definitely a doable list,
totally.
Especially with that glitch that makes it kind of a joke, but it's more frustrating than anything. I would say more frustration than it's worth. I wouldn't quite call it an easy 1,000. I would call it a doable 1,000.
Yeah, because TA is at 1.8. It's like 1,800 out of 1,000 right now. So
yeah,
it's doable. There was one good thing in the game, not achievement-wise. The music. I thought the music was pretty catchy.
Yeah, the music's fantastic, actually.
Yeah, so they did a good job with the music creation. There's different music for different tasks that you do. But it's definitely music sketchy, so it's not all bad.
Yeah. No, actually, I kind of dug the whole vibe of the game, like the attitude and the way everything kind of played out. It was really just the stupid racing.
Yeah, the stupid racing, which is the core of the game. It's awful. It's
just so slippery, and if you just feel out of control the entire time and you just get frustrated with it, there's a guide on TA. Says 4 to 5 hours. I would say that's pretty accurate.
I'd say that's accurate too, especially knowing that glitch for the finishing that race. I did not look at the guide for the game. There was an achievement guide already for it. I didn't look at it, so that's why I didn't know that little trick.
So the trick is actually not even in the guide. That's just
it's on a separate. It's
on this specific achievement solution. So it's that, man. Otherwise, you would have to replay that last battle. Like, it feels like forever.
Yeah. Lame.
So, Yeah, so that was Desert Child. What do you think? $12? That's not. I don't think that's asking too much.
I don't think it's asking too much. I mean, it's a doable 1,000, and I mean, I did put the game down. I kept on playing it to try to get it done. So
yeah,
I would say it's not a terrible price for the game. I think it's actually too bad. But by the time you hear this recording, it was actually on sale as part of the spring sale for $2 less.
Yeah,
but it'll be too late by the time people hear this.
It is, and another positive thing I'd say is it's not. There's not anything else really like it.
No,
it's like we mentioned in the beginning. It's kind of hard to categorize. Oh, another thing of note: there are two non 5 and 0 ending achievements in the game, and the second one is for beating the game
for 1 point.
So if you're at all nervous about that, steer clear. It isn't that hard, especially with that glitch. But maybe he'll. I say he'll because the guy's name is the only one of the developers. But maybe they will fix it. Who knows? But for now, it's definitely a doable 1,000. And that was Desert Child. So we will hand it back to you guys.
All right. That was Desert Child, which, funnily enough, had an amazing segue. Probably more amazing than the game itself, but from the sounds of it.
It sounds like they really enjoyed that one.
Yeah, easy Gamerscore at least. So there's that. Pretty quick. But yeah, I don't know that I'd pay for it if it wasn't on a steep discount, but luckily I can just use the review account. Yeah. Because this was in my list of things I might buy because it's easy, but after hearing that, I'm like, no. I'll just play it on... Like, I usually would buy it anyway because I have a game share partner, but I'm like, I don't know, that I want to waste the money on this and put myself through this knowing I'd paid for it.
Think about that route of luck you can get.
Yeah, well, they send me codes for everything too anyway. Fixed one problem for them. Like, okay, here's our codes for them. Like, I don't need all. No, take them. Like, I don't. I almost don't want them because it's $5. I'd rather give you $5. No, here it is. I'm like, okay, if I have to. If you're sending it to me, I'm going to use it. It'll be a waste of money. Most of the time, I give them away though because it's $5.
Yeah.
Anyway, tangent. This is the tangent episode. We're going to talk about what we've been playing. We'll start with Brad because I've been talking a lot. What have you been playing, Brad? I'm sure I'll interject because I know what it is and I want to talk about it.
I've been playing a lot. I've been playing what you want to talk about, Enter the Gungeon.
Yeah.
I've been cracking into that. I've been playing a lot of Forza Horizon 2. And then I've been dabbling in a bit of The Division, Sea of Thieves, and other bits and pieces.
Yeah. Start with Forza, because I'll let you talk a bit before I want to discuss with you.
Yeah. So, Forza, I've just been slowly working on the completing all championships achievement. I think I've got 35 to 36 championships left, which with 4 races in each is about 140-ish, and that's out of 650 odd, so I'm nearly there.
Which Forza is this, sorry?
Horizon 2.
Horizon 2, yep. Oh, I was hoping it wasn't Horizon 2, because I still have to do that as well.
It's a long one.
Yeah.
I think the problem isn't the having to do so many, it's the how they break it up. After every one, you have to drive to a different location. After you do 3 championships, you have to go all the way back to the center of the map to go to do another road trip to the next location. It's just a lot of time wasting in between.
Yeah, not so streamlined.
No.
Have you played 3 or 4?
No, I haven't.
Okay, I was just wondering whether that had improved at all.
I have asked about it, and from what I know, it has improved. Like, they don't have the road trip stuff, I don't think.
Yeah, I think that was pretty unpopular. They yanked it.
Yep. Or at least outside of the story part of the game, right? Stuff.
Yeah,
it still have some. Yeah.
Doing it in the story, I understand, because they want to move you from location to location, but in the free roam part, they should have gotten rid of it. It's just such a pain.
Yeah, for sure. But you said about 35 championships left.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not too bad.
No, it shouldn't take me too long. I reckon another weekish. If I do it, I try and do at least a couple a day. But usually I try and get a few more done if I can.
Yep. All right. Now, Gungeon, please, before I burst.
Yeah, Enter the Gungeon. Very fun game, very frustrating game.
Yeah. How long have you put into it so far?
Not that long. It took me a long time to even unlock my first achievement in it because I just wasn't really trying to, I haven't even bothered doing the tutorial. I think for a laugh I'm going to do the tutorial last. Make that my last achievement. You can't? Or do you have to unlock an item from the tutorial?
Not an item, but there is a couple characters that you need to unlock to get the have everyone
Kill the pass.
Have everyone in the breach. No, there's one for having everyone in the breach, which is the hub area before you enter the gungeon, and you need to do the tutorial to get a couple characters for that.
That's just a shame.
Yeah.
I thought that would have been funny.
Would have been nice, but yeah, and yeah, the achievements are not progression heavy. They are, but it's really end of the run progression, and not much sort of early. You know, there's no complete the first floor. I think
no, there is. There's complete the first floor. I think
50 times.
Yeah, and then the second floor X amount and so on.
Yeah. No, it is a fun game though. Yeah,
I do enjoy it quite a lot. I find I'm getting better at it. Definitely, I can relatively regularly get to the third floor and usually the fourth. The fourth floor bosses do my head in a bit. I just haven't played them enough yet. Like the wall just mind floods me.
Yeah. The wall's much easier than of the four bosses as the wall.
The kill pillars, I fought them for the first time today. And that just
awful.
I had no idea what I was doing.
They are the literal worst. They're just awful. Who's the other one? Because there's always three. Oh, now I can't think of it. Oh, the High Priest.
No, I haven't fought him yet.
Yeah, he's The other thing is the room layouts for the bosses can affect whether they're easier or not.
Yes,
like there's
the Mind Flayer. If he's got
the Mind Flayer with the pillars,
yep, he's easy.
He's much easier because you have a thing that blocks the bullets you can stand behind. When you're in the open space, you have to then start predicting his shots a lot more, and it's less easy. But no, yeah, it is a good game. It does take a long time before it just clicks. Like it took me, even after I'd unlocked the quote unquote easy mode, it still took a fair few runs before the dodging finally clicked as to, oh, this is how you're supposed to dodge.
Yeah. I find that I'm dodging too late. Like I'm trying to dodge at the last second when I should be dodging a little bit earlier. I think that's what's getting me a lot.
And you have a surprisingly large invincibility time.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot longer than you think it is, at least when you start out. So, I mean, you have not yet fought. You fought the dragon.
Yeah.
You've not yet fought the hardest bosses.
I haven't fought the Lich, and I haven't fought anyone's past yet.
The rat is worse as a. So
the resource rat. Yeah.
Yeah, he's horrible. His two normal phases and then a punch out phase.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Once you get the pattern down and you understand his moves, it's fine. But even getting through the first phase to get to the second phase is you're coming up against attacks that are really split second, and I can't think of any other bosses that have attacks that go as fast as his do.
Right.
Like, it's... If you aren't in the right place, the moment you see what attack is coming up, you're going to get hit or you have to use blank. It's crazy how quick that happens.
Yeah, I found my
yeah.
saving grace is quite often I manage to buy I think it's called the flak jacket that uses your blanks automatically for you.
Oh, okay. So, with that item, if you have that item and you open your map, you're invincible to all damage except fall damage.
Oh, okay.
That's a known bug in the game. If you manage to get that you win. You win with that.
So you just open. Can you shoot while your map's open?
You can't shoot with your map, so you just you sit through an attack, and then release shoot as soon as you're going to get hit, or even a bit before you're going to get hit. Just open up your map. You can still walk around.
Yeah.
You can move. You can't shoot because the right stick then goes to your map. But yeah, if you have a full metal jacket, that blue sort of looks like a blue body armor piece of thing. Yeah.
What
open up
about
your map, you're invincible.
Environmental effects? Like, does fire in that still hurt you, or can you?
No. You will get the fire effect. You won't take damage, but it'll keep building up.
Right.
So you just got to wait till it's just gotten past to the point where it would hit you, let go of the map, dodge roll to bring it back to get rid of it, and then you're good.
That's good to know. I'll try to remember that next time I pick it up.
Because that is how I got Lead God the first time. Once you get better at the game, it's a lot easier, especially if you get Gunther, which I told you about.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's a really fun game, and the learning curve is steep, especially when you have no idea what the guns do and stuff. Like you get a new gun, you're like,
that I've found. That's probably one of my biggest gripes of the game, is that the good guns are really few and far between, and when you get to the later stages, it's a necessity to have one good gun to clear the rooms and one to take on a boss, because the ammo can be.
Yep.
And yeah, that's another thing that annoys me: the scarcity of resource drops. Because I've gone through the entire game. I think when I fought the dragon, I'd gone through 3, maybe 4 floors, and I hadn't had a single ammo box drop. And that's just insane.
Mm-hmm. It is. It's they're very punishing, which is again another reason why Gunther is so good, is because he's like a starting weapon. I think he has 15 shots before you reload, and it's unlimited.
Yeah.
So yeah, he builds up. So he has, every time you clear a room, you have a chance of him going to the next stage. But he's only got 3 stages. First stage is standard. Second stage, the shots will bounce and they do more damage. And then third stage is the tracking shots and they do more damage.
Oh, okay.
But like, you combine that with some of the other items you get for increasing damage, and you can walk into a room and just hold down the trigger and win.
And the synergies are cool, but not knowing what they do is annoying. And I understand, like, they want people to discover stuff, but having to use a third-party site or something to figure out what my items are doing is really frustrating sometimes.
Yep, enter the Gungeon wiki.
And a lot of it isn't, what's the word? Intuitive, that's it. It's not, a lot of the synergies aren't intuitive. Like, unless you're trying to specifically test that thing, you won't know what the synergy's doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and there are a lot of synergies. There's a ridiculous amount of stuff.
I do like some of the guns. So, I like the dumb ones, like the barrel that shoots fish, shooting fish in a barrel.
Yeah.
That's a good laugh.
Yeah.
The gun that says bullet constantly. I like that one.
Yep, there's the gun.
The bullet that shoots guns.
Yep, and then there's the shotgun version of that.
I had
shoots
that as
out
well.
shotguns. Yeah, there is a lot of fun little.
It's great. It is a good game.
It's so good though.
The puns are.
I like the beehive. So the beehive is a little, just like it
the
looks like
beehive is an excellent gun. The beehive just destroys bosses, from what I found.
Mm-hmm. All right, we had some slight technical issues as Brad disappeared on us, so he's back now, but I've already forgotten his stories and I no longer care. So, Warren, what have you been playing this week?
Oh dear, all sorts of random things. Let's start off with Miami. I mean Forza Street. I don't know what Turn 10 was doing when they decided that rebranding that into a Forza game was a great idea. But hey, it happened. So since I'm not going to be spending the millions of dollars they want me to just throw at this game to get it done in a reasonable time frame, I'm going to be playing this for the next 3 or 4 years, it seems, because just grinding away at all these different cars is awful. But hey, if you like a point-and-click driving game, yeah, you heard me right, point-and-click driving game, then this is probably the way to go. I'm helping some people with their ratio by playing Cook Serve Delicious 2, because there's no way I'm going to be a good enough chef to get through this thing. Yeah.
It's tough, isn't it?
It is ridiculous. You made it look a lot easier when you streamed it there. And honestly, I think it was easier on the keyboard. Once I get used to what is on which sides, which everything is and kind of a better concept of what I should have on the heaters, on the going, then okay, this won't be so bad to do. But until I get a good feel for it, I'm making a mess of things, and I'm playing on Zen mode.
Yeah, it's literally seeing, okay, this burger needs these things. Okay, I already know that's going to be YXXBA, and then on the right trigger, YA.
Exactly.
So,
it's just learning,
getting to that point.
Which is which, and being able to just kind of translate that in quick. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's so many recipes. It's like just not even just in one food type. There are so many different food types you need to remember that. Oh, it's tough.
Oh,
it's definitely
agreed.
Tough.
And then when you just get one restaurant down, they throw you a whole different restaurant with a whole different sequence of things to remember. And
yeah.
Oh yeah, this is definitely going to be a grind, but I like it.
It sounds like something that I'd be interested in.
It's definitely cool.
Yeah, it's very good. It's just also it feels like a straight port from PC with no, aside from controls, no allowances for the fact that you're on a console and don't easily have access to all 8 hotkeys immediately. I'm sure on the PC each ingredient would be on a different hotkey, and you wouldn't need to sort of alternate between left trigger, right trigger to hit the different sides and stuff. So I think just not having even a slight time allowance for that, an extra 2 seconds.
I don't think that would bother me, because I've played games like that where you have to. There's a lot of weird button mapping.
Yeah.
So I think that would be alright.
It's not that it's weird, it's that it takes you slightly longer than it would on PC, and they don't allow for that, I think. I feel like all the times and stuff are exactly as it is on the PC, so not having that allowance for that adjustment of it being...
the extra 2 or 3 seconds.
Naturally being slower on the console, yeah. But, I mean, it's still a very good game, and clearly we don't know what we're doing because there are people who are smashing it.
Or like I say, they're just top chefs, and their skills translate perfectly to the video game. I don't know.
Yeah.
Going from one version 2 to another, I've also played Golf Club 2 this week. I guess I was one of those stupid people that saw it on sale cheap, bought it, and then realized, oh hey, it's in Game Pass now. So at least I have access to it for a while, and then forever when Game Pass goes away or when it leaves.
Oh, that's the one I have.
But
I've been tempted to try
it is
Golf
fun.
Club.
It is a
like
graphical improvement for sure over the original Golf Club. However, the original Golf Club,
I haven't played the first one.
Much more completable. This one is... it's got an achievement to earn $1 million, which will take forever. Okay, maybe not forever, but it's going to take a ridiculously long time, because the amount of cash you earn from playing through getting it through a course is not much. Unlocking all those items is going to take up a good chunk of that $1 million, so hopefully you don't have to have it in hand at once. I really hope you don't.
Yeah, those are the annoying ones. We have to have it actually $1 million in your bank at once.
Yeah.
There's 2 people who've completed the game. Their time played is 800 and 1,750 hours, respectively. So,
wow. So it's the Elite Dangerous of golf games.
Pretty much. The fact that there's some online achievements that are completely impossible to get at this point unless you boost them. The
You
thing
and me,
just
buddy.
hit Game Pass, so why is this game so dead? I don't know. The one where you have to, for instance, be in a club and represent that club in another club's tournament. Now, I can make my own club, but no one is running a tournament. Or at least if they are, trying to find that one minuscule club that is, because it's going to be buried so far down on a list. I mean, I can't just search through them all. So it's got to be boosted these days, and that's just...
Well, maybe I'll give it a try. I'm looking for a new big grind to distract me from my current grind, so...
There is a 4-player online achievement, so we'll need a 4th. So, Neo, I guarantee you have it, given Brad has it, so get on it, buddy.
Well, it's on Game Pass,
Yeah,
so...
plus it's Game
Yeah,
Pass.
and it's on Game Pass. So, stop whatever it is you're doing, get on it.
And then we gotta do more Neverwinter, because, there's new achievements coming soon. So, just a reminder.
Yeah, I keep on thinking I should get back to Neverwinter, and then I never do.
Happy with my 2
Hey,
achievements.
if you need a hand with it, I'm always willing to help.
Got to level
Oh,
5.
maybe I'll take
Got a
help on that
companion.
soon.
Happy with that.
Let's see. Moving on from crazy grinds to another crazy grind, working on Kane and Lynch Dead Man Japanese version. We're doing the Fragile Alliance achievements, and no, I'm not doing the leaderboard achievements. I don't care, because that's a crazy grind.
Is that... Do those games still have the problem where people are trying to block the leaderboard?
I don't know if they're
progression?
actively being ran.
I know
up
that
now,
was a huge problem
but
years ago.
They haven't been reset.
They're pretty high. I don't know. I feel like it's the same guy on all the Kane and Lynch boards, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. I won't say his name, but I'm pretty sure he's not necessarily active, but watching. So if someone starts coming up, he'll push it up higher.
Yeah. So.
That's just a dick thing to do.
For 2 0G achievements, it's not worth it for me.
No. I mean, I understand they want to be number 1 and all that, but...
Yeah, I don't think they're
it
doing it
still
because they want to be
sucks.
number 1. I think they're doing it for more nefarious reasons. But anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Finished off Chapter 3 achievements in Thief of Thieves, which is one of those point-and-clicky QTE kind of games. It's in Game Pass. It's an episodic release. It's also all 18G achievements, so that may or may not go over well with some people. Really enjoying it though. It's a Skybound game, so it does have a really good storyline to it. If you dig the whole Telltale story string, then you'll probably be at least intrigued by this. It's a very much different game. It's no zombies, no craziness, but it's instead you're one of a member of a group of thieves that go on crazy heists, and each chapter is one part of a heist. And this one had kind of a telltale-y twist to it at the end. So I don't know. I kind of like it. I'm looking forward to Chapter 4. Finished off After Charge, which is kind of a cool little 3v3 game. You play either as like the worker side or like the big ominous kill them all enforcer side. You can do it against bots. You can do it again with human players against bots, or you can do 3-on-3 with boosters, which because no one plays the thing. So we finally got together a boosting group and knocked out one of the more annoying achievements, and I'm really glad I finally got that done, because that was completion for me. I don't do completions typically, but hey, this was a good one. So I was happy to have that done, and then finally this week, Instant War. It is not an amazing game. It is kind of a reskin of War Planet Online, which is basically you grab resources, you build your city up, and you build up your armies, and you can go and attack other people. And not a great game. The achievements are very grindy, and I guess from what we're hearing, the devs have no intent on changing them. So it's just kind of a...
Oh no, that... If they make them easier, less people will pay for it.
Well, yeah, but as it is, I mean, they're asking you to do a whole lot right now. And the people that are kind of doing really well in it are people who have been playing it for a long time, because it's a mobile game that they just recently brought live enabled to. So there are players out there that are much, much higher level than, the achievement hunters who are just getting into it now. And we have to deal with them. So,
Yeah.
It's sort of a Clash of Clans style thing.
Yeah. And it's just trying to be able to build up stuff when you're getting attacked constantly and you don't have the ability to shield yourself. It's difficult to make progress. So at some point, I'm probably just going to call it quits, because it'll become just too frustrating to make achievement progress. So, who knows? That's kind of back burner, along with Forza Street. So yeah, this week did a total of... Sorry?
Just in regards to Instant War, I'm not sure what server you're on, but there's essentially one of the TA servers, another alliance sort of moved to near the TA alliance, and so this would be TA1. That alliance.
We're on the same server as them.
Yep. So they threatened. One of them threatened that they were a programmer and they were going to ban the TA alliance for being bullies. So my friend on the GI staff who with me, Shadow K, has said TA does not negotiate with terrorists. There's about a fifth of us just constantly bombarding this alliance. So their alliance had a force. So there's Shadow K versus one of the HQs. Their entire alliance was holed up in that headquarters. They lost 137,000 forces, and the TA alliance lost 30. So yep. We do not negotiate with terrorists who threaten to ban us.
So yeah, they're obviously using much lower level stuff. That's
yeah.
Ugh. So who knows?
So, yeah.
No Elite Dangerous this week.
Well, I mean, there's always it's just a given. I mean, it's a 2-week stint again, so no meetup on this Friday. So it's just kind of making progress on our next series of jumps. I think it's like 4,000 light years, 4,300 light years, or something like that this time.
Yeah, I've got to get back to that.
And then, of course, Neverwinter.
Just boosting is just such a pain. And that's all I've got left. Once I finish the multiplayer for Elite Dangerous, I'm done until the next patch comes out.
There you go. Well, supposedly the April patch comes out very, very soon. I don't think we're going to see achievements in it. There have been leaks for when the new stuff next year is coming out, and whether or not it's actually accurate or not. The person has been fairly good with what they've leaked. So if the rumors are true, we will see Space Legs in the next patch.
Ooh,
who knows?
Interesting. Yeah, run 1,000 kilometers.
No, see, those SRV achievements were not fun. Let's not do that again on foot.
No, that was a pain in the rover. I don't really want to have to do it again.
So, all told, 1,375 Gamerscore this week.
No, that's not too bad then. As for myself, I have three whole games to talk about. Lies of Astaroth, which is a quick little update. I've reached level 80, so I got the level 80 achievement. There's an event currently happening to get some cards. I hopefully will get 4 or 5 new cards out of that, but it's up to the gods at this point. It's the RNG of getting the right stuff. Yeah, I think I'm at now 302 unique cards out of 400 for the achievement, so I've just gotten the 300 card achievement. We're getting there slowly. End of the year, maybe? If they keep up with the pace of their events, I expect end of the year. At least to get the majority of it done.
I almost started Lies of Astaroth the other day, but then I changed my mind.
No, terrible idea. Yep, don't do it.
Well, I'm always getting myself stuck into a big grind game, I go hard at it for like a month, like Gems of War, Neverwinter, all that sort of stuff. I go hard, and then I just burn myself out, and I never play it again and never finish it.
Yeah, this one. I mean, this is a forced slow burn because of energy and stuff. Like
free to play.
Yep, free to play mechanics. But yeah, so slowly chipping away at that. I played Big Bash Boom, which I mentioned in the Discord. I bought for $29. It's normally $90 digitally, and only available in Australia. So I thought, you know what, for $30, why not?
Is that a cricket game?
It is a cricket game. It's a very arcadey cricket game, though. It's based on the Big Bash 2020 T20.
2020, that's it. Yeah.
That version. So rather than 50 overs or 3 days worth of cricket, it's 20 overs. The idea is that you have bigger scoring and stuff because you got a limited opportunity, so you take more risks. It's very arcadey. As you perform better, you build up towards a power meter. When that fills up, you get to use a power. So if you're batting, it might be that your next 4 shots have double strength. So you're more likely to hit it far enough to get your 6 runs if you hit it over the boundary. Or like the equivalent of a home run in baseball. You hit it far enough. Stuff like that. The batting is very simple. It took me like 2 rounds to 2 matches to figure out, okay, for all of these type of bowlers, if I do this, I'll hit a 6 every time. For all of these types, if I do this, I'll hit a 6 every time. And 99% of the time it works, so the batting's really easy. It's the bowling where I have a bit of trouble, because you sort of, it's 50-50, like you will do something and it'll work, and then you sort of, okay, maybe if I do it again it'll work. Nope, didn't work. It feels a bit random, but got a fair few of the achievements left. I think I have some career achievements to go and some miscellaneous stuff, and then there's just the grind of hitting 10,000 runs, 1,500 wickets, 1,500 outs, and earning like 1 million coins. And I think in a match I got maybe 5,000 coins. So it's, I'm looking at about 200 games, 200 matches, but it's not too bad. Especially because I can do most of that against a second controller. So getting all the outs is going to be really quick because I can just move them out of the way and hit the bit of the thing I need to hit to get them out. I'm trying to explain cricket to Americans in a way that makes more sense, and it's making less sense.
It's like baseball but worse.
Yeah, but that's the problem.
Basically, I have to hit some sticks.
I've tried playing cricket. It makes no sense to me.
It makes perfect sense, but it's, again, growing up with it. Look, I have to get the 3 sticks that you're protecting as the batter. I have to hit that 10 times, but I have to do that to finish the match. I have to do that 150 times, essentially. So with a second controller, I can just move the batter out of the way of the 3 sticks and just like peg it at the sticks. Does that make sense?
I mean, boosting it? Yes. I get that concept. The actual mechanics of how you really play cricket elude me.
Okay.
That's okay.
So.
It's completely okay. It's like rugby. I don't get that either.
2-hour tangent on the fundamentals of cricket.
We'll just, much like the spoiler section of our review, this will take 5 minutes, alright? I'll just briefly go through the rules of cricket.
Don Bradman tried to teach it to me. It didn't work.
I think the only good piece of cricket I've ever seen is when there was a streaker on the field, and I think it's Andrew Simons, spear tackled the guy and just creamed him.
No, that would be a decent cricket game.
Means something else. He took him out. He didn't cream him in that way, Planting. All right. He annihilated him. He didn't cream him like that, okay, buddy? Just mind out of the gutter. Focus up.
I do think he had the zinced up lips at the time, so...
Stop. Just cut it out. Lastly, to no one's surprise in the Discord, I've been playing Final Fantasy X Remastered. I've been putting a lot of time, but it's less time than I thought. I only have 90 hours in the game. It came out on Tuesday, and we recorded the podcast most of that day, and I edited, so if we cut out Tuesday, so that's 6 days, 90 hours, I feel like I should have more than that in the 6 days. Because there's 6 times 24, 148 hours. 90 of that was playing this video game. I still feel like I have more hours in this than 90. I don't know. Is that a lot in 6 days?
Well, sounds like a fair effort.
I mean,
I've no concept of time anymore.
It's nearly 2/3 of your time.
it depends if you
Or
value
it is
sleep or
2/3 of your
eating
time.
or if you have a job or...
I didn't, luckily. It was 60% of my time. Wait, no, that doesn't, 61 essentially. So, I put a fair few hours into this. I could finish the story off if I wanted to. I'm doing sort of all the miscellaneous stuff, so I'm leveling up my characters to get those achievements, to get their leveling system maxed out, doing the secret bosses and stuff.
All the Dark Aeons and all that.
Yep, I'll be doing all the Dark Aeons soon. I'm just... The issue I'm thinking about now is I've stuffed up my builds for my armor sets, and if I have to grind out the stuff again, I'm gonna possibly murder someone. Because I put it on the wrong piece of... I put an ability, Ribbon, which is immunity to all status effects, on the wrong piece of armor, on the wrong person's armor. So getting the material to do that again is painful, to say the least. So I'm kind of like questioning whether I do it, but we'll see what I do. Most of the bosses, there is a cheap way to finish them. There is
Yojimbo?
Yep, using Yojimbo, who's a summon, and he's got there's a calculator you can work out to see whether he's going to do it's a one-hit KO move, regardless of
Xantazuken,
what
I think it's called.
Zanmato.
Xantazuken's Odin's from Final Fantasy VIII, I think.
Yeah. I can't remember, to be honest. I've put a lot of time. I think I put 2,000 hours into the PlayStation version.
Xantazuken is Odin's attack, and Zanmato's Yojimbo.
Yeah, so... I mean, that would work for all but one boss. There's only one boss where that won't work, and that's the boss where you are underwater and you have to use 3 specific characters and none of them can summon. So that's we'll see how I go. I'm probably... I mean, I've been really inefficient, but I'm probably within sight of the finish line. I reckon in the next week or so I'll get it done. But I know I'm being really inefficient with how I'm running it. I know that you can do it. I mean, you can do it without leveling up your characters at all. So it's, they're at that point it comes down to your armor and stuff. So we'll see how I go. But yeah, that's 90 hours of that, and all I have to show for it is 1,120 Gamerscore, because it's only worth 500, and it hurts. It hurts that it's not a full 1,000 for the X part of it, and then another 1,000 for the X2. Oh, it's so painful.
Yeah, I'm surprised they did it that way as well. When a lot of collections do a big list or something.
Spyro, Crash, Ezio. What else recently?
The Walking Dead ones, the
Walking Dead collection we talked about. Yeah, it's Square. Just do whatever they want. They know you're going to buy it. They don't care. They don't care.
I wish Square Enix would start giving us some more of their other games. Like, I really want to see the other Star Oceans come over.
Oof.
Yeah,
Those are some grinds. I mean,
Hey man, I finished
good
Ocean
games.
Heart,
No, they're not.
so
not complaining,
I
just
can do the
saying.
rest of them.
I played Star Ocean Last Hope before I knew about achievements.
Oh,
I spent
that's a Neverwinter
Yeah,
kind of
that's-
oopsie.
And then I
I
sold
spent
it.
the time.
You might as well go
getting that
start
game
Dark
done.
Star 1 while
Yeah.
you're at it.
What else did I start before I knew about achievements? Lots of things, really. Need for Speed Shift 2.
I think actually, Last Hope
That's
was my
awful.
first real serious grind, and that took me about 800 hours to do.
Man, I kind of wish you hadn't told me that. I mean, it
It's
was
a long
JRPG. I knew it was going to be long, but
Yeah, if it's Star Ocean, you're talking at least 500 hours.
It's just the battle trophies. It's about 200 hours for everything else, and then the rest is battle trophies. A good chunk of it, though, is using a turbo controller, so it's not too bad.
yeah. All right. Well, that's not too bad. But
If you
unfortunately,
need a copy, I can lend you one, even.
I don't know where I assume I sold my copy. It's easy enough to get a copy. I look at my shelf and I go, I don't really. I should just get it. In fact, I might have a copy. S. Spec for SpongeBob. After the 3 SpongeBob games is. Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, I have a copy. I don't know.
Huh.
I don't know when I got it.
That's an
I'm
EA
like,
Games
looking
copy.
at the cover
Yeah,
of
it
that.
is.
I'm like,
It's
that's
terrible.
not the
We
right
don't-
cover.
We don't have a case, so we put it in this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's because they got in a lot of trouble for printing out the covers. It was
Really?
a copyright issue.
Yep. Anyway,
Yeah, that happened a few years ago.
yeah. So now if they don't have the cover, they've just got to go generic.
Yeah.
All that is tangential to my gaming. That'll 800 hours.
You got this.
Okay. All right.
I think the worst part of it is the farming the rare drops. That was the one that took a long time. Because each character has a type of enemy where they have like a skill that gives them a better chance of getting rare drops from them. Like one guy has entomology, so insect enemies.
Yeah.
He has a better chance of getting the rare drop, and you have to get, I think it's like a couple of hundred of the rare drops, and it just takes a long time.
Can I just?
And
Can that be turboed?
each character has one of those.
Okay. All right. Let's move on before I have to leave and like cry myself to sleep. Sales and nonsense. Yeah, Red the Spring Sale has just ended today of recording. Because of that, today's sales are quite weak, as you expect with a bigger sale close by. There's less to offer, so that offerings aren't going to be as good.
I didn't like the spring sale that much, to be honest.
No, it was a
was
lot of the same stuff, and the discounts
Yeah.
were quite weak. I did.
The
pick
discounts
up
were
2
very
times.
weak.
I picked up. I think they were from the spring sale. I picked up. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I know Neo Master's playing it. Away Journey to the Unexpected. So that's a first-person RPG. I think it's first-person RPG. And also I picked up Road Redemption, which is like a spiritual successor to Ride to Hell Retribution, I think.
Like,
That was
wait a minute.
god-awful
Is it
game.
like an ironic spiritual successor, or is it like a true spiritual successor? Because the former I would probably play, the latter I would not want to.
Yeah, I played through Ride to Hell, and but honestly, I didn't think it was the worst game, but it was not. Good.
I enjoyed it as much as Pluto
pain.
enjoys, and now I can't think of the name of it. That first-person shooter.
Minecraft
No, that
story
first-person
mode.
shooter by that guy that he doesn't like.
No, was it the
Wow, that's
what's that really?
It's
bad
got his
RPG
name
that
in
you
it.
guys were talking- Serpent King.
Bedlam.
Is it the
Bedlam.
Serpent King one?
oh Bedlam.
Yep.
Christopher Brook Myers. Bedlam. Oh wow, there's a grind in Road Redemption. Win
Who's
mon-
going on
$1 million
about Crypto
over
the
all
Serpent?
players.
Oh.
Nah,
think
Crypto
that was
Serpent
one of you
King's
guys.
great. He doesn't know what he's on about.
Mediocre.
It's not great, but it's not as bad as he says it is. It's really not. Maybe okay. I did play it quite early on. It may have changed with patches. It may be worse now. It may be more difficult now. It was reasonably easy when I played it. Even like the jumping that people had trouble with, I didn't have an issue. I would just look at the ground.
Yeah, I
and
didn't have
jump.
issues with jumping. My issue is the AI is really good at pushing the attack, and unless you're very good with your swipe and quickly jump back, then you're almost always going to take damage, which is troublesome.
Circles, just circle around.
Okay, I guess I didn't try that.
Yeah, they aside from I think the second level, that none of them know how to handle you circling them.
Fair enough.
Even the bosses, they don't understand what you're doing. They're like, okay, I have to wait till he gets around the front to hit him. He's gone past again. Oh. Can you just stop? Get there and stop, please. Okay, they can't handle it.
Awesome.
I don't know why. It's great. Okay. Oh wow. Sorry, unrelated thing.
Maybe that's what you can do for your to-do list. But if you lose, Pluto has to live stream Bedlam.
Oh,
Pluto has to do it. I don't need to touch it. Pluto's got to do it. That's a good idea. Give someone else the punishment for my actions.
Well, that might motivate you to lose.
Oh, mate, no. Then I'd have to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I win, he has to do it.
Yeah.
Because it's very easy to lose. It's much easier to try to lose than it is to try to win. Anyway, sales that we've tangented. Alex, where are you? Railroad us, please. Come on. Quick points. We have the Path of Motus, which is 40% off. $8.99. Sub-hour completion with a guide. Probably not much longer without one. Beyond Eyes, 75% off. $3.74. I think there's guides, but really you probably only need it for maybe one achievement. I'm thinking of the one where it rains and your sound things disappear. I think there's stuff
a
in there
little,
that
yeah, maybe.
can be difficult to navigate. Yeah, but most of it's pretty cruisy. Easy points. We have LA Cops, 75% off, $3.74. The Count Lucanor, 75% off, $3.74. The Valley, 80% off, $3.99. All of them can be tricky, but there are ways to make it easier. Like LA Cops, you can grind out the first level till your stuff is max level, and the rest of the game becomes easier, except for a couple levels on the hardest difficulty. But even then, trial and error, and you work it out. Count Lucanor, it's just really confusing what to do. There's a couple good guides out there, walkthroughs that just will smash you through it, and it's pretty quick. Valley, same deal. There's a really good walkthrough on true achievements. Otherwise, it can be kind of open, and it might not always be clear what you're supposed to be doing. But that's really all we found for easy points and quick points, because the sale is... Maybe I missed it, though. There was lots of stuff before, and then they all disappeared because they were part of the spring sale. So, all we have left is recommendations and new games. We'll start with recommendations, though, because that would be the logical next step. Warren, what do you think everyone should go out and buy right this second in this sale?
Well, like me, they should all go buy Gravel at 75% off for $12.49, because I think that's a decent price for apparently a decent racer. Gravel.
Do I own it? I do own it. Is there online multiplayer that I'm going to have to boost with you? There is. There is online multiplayer. Complete 10 online races. That doesn't seem too difficult. Doesn't even look like there's any win. Easy.
Oh, that's the best kind of online achievements.
Yep. Forced participation. As for myself, I am recommending Gnome's Garden for 60% off, $1.99. I was going to say really good. It's a very good time management game. I'd argue it's I think it's slightly more difficult than some of the others in the series, but still reasonably easy. And $2. Like, if you're even if you're put off because it might be slightly difficult, it's $2. You don't buy yourself something for $2 and buy this game instead. I have no concept of $2. What could people buy for $2?
Cheeseburger.
Soda.
A cheeseburger. Don't buy a cheeseburger. You don't need it. You do need some garden gnomes in their adventures.
And think about it, real garden gnomes cost a lot more than $2, so these digital garden gnomes are like a steal.
No one has garden gnomes anymore.
No, that's
No,
not
they all
because
shopped them off into
they got
space.
They got stolen.
Yeah. Damn
Yeah,
youths.
I live in an area with this weird council law, so I can't have a front fence. So yeah,
You're not allowed a
Nothing.
front fence.
nah, can't have a front fence. It's a beautifying the region. Like there's weird rules around it. So yeah, no front fence.
That's dumb.
Yep, it is. Because a lot of the older suburbs are allowed. The newer ones, there's a no front fence rules.
It's like those,
I don't know.
what do they call them? The
Encourage.
homeowners associations they have in the US?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Local
We have some
council.
strange ones.
Those are
Dumb.
some of the,
Tell you what colors your
Worst.
house can be and
yeah, the worst organizations. I don't even understand how
which
they're
direction to
legal.
mow your lawn.
How do we always do this? How do we just drift off like that?
Because tangents are
unknown.
interesting.
It's unknown.
Unknown.
Anyway,
Okay,
my recommendation.
Brad, did you? Yeah. Quick, save us.
I think the only thing that I can recommend this time is the Warhammer bundle. That I think it's $18 something, and it comes with Blood Bowl 2, which that I haven't played, but I've heard good things about, and Mordheim City of the Damned, which is a really hardcore tactical RPG. Very difficult, but it's really engaging. I really enjoyed what I've played of it so far.
Attack RPG. Oh, no, thank you. Weird that I don't mind the sports. Like I like Blood Bowl 2, but I probably couldn't see myself enjoying Mordheim.
It's really difficult.
And essentially,
It
it's the same thing, same basic gameplay, but just with a different purpose. You know, like a turn-based. But when it's sports, it's okay. I don't know, weird.
It doesn't really work like XCOM because there's no cover system and all that sort of stuff, but it's a similar sort of gameplay style, but it's insanely more difficult than XCOM ever was.
Yeah. Okay. Well, those are definitely good recommendations. I would recommend any of those recommends. If I'm losing the plot, it's getting late.
You'd recommend the recommendations.
I would highly recommend them. Let's move. Sorry, yeah. So because I wrote nothing in here other than gravel. You looking at buying anything, Warren?
No, that's all I've got.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be buying anything from this just because I've pretty much own everything I'd want, and you maybe the Mordheim bundle. Anything else?
Well, I've already got more time, so I won't be picking up the bundle,
Oh,
but
okay, well.
I'll probably be picking up Mars Warlogs on 360
right,
because it's $2. So. And that's a decent enough little action RPG.
Yep, and it's backward. It's not.
It is backwards.
It is backwards compatible.
That's why I'm picking it up.
Yep, nailed it. Nothing else, just Tron Evolution, but that was a Games with Gold, so you don't need to buy it. Realms of Ancient War is pretty good. Wouldn't mind Red Faction 2 if I could buy it, but I can't because it doesn't have a price. Not available.
Realms of Ancient War was fun for your first one or two playthroughs, and I think it got a little grindy, but...
Yeah. Yeah, it was completing it with all heroes was very annoying. Anyway, new games. We have a few new games coming out this week. On Wednesday, we have Unknown Fate. It's an action-adventure game, as far as I know. Currently has an unobtainable, but apparently a patch is on the way. Thank goodness for our beta testers who get the games early and get to play these and discover these for us. That was, I think, Cladmaster who wrote that guide saying it was broken. Zeroption Invasion, which is our new Ratalaika. This one is definitely completable, as Ratalaika have completed it themselves. They have a account on True Achievements. They've completed this game. They wanted that first completion, snagged it away from anyone else. So, looks to be certainly a very quick game as well. I haven't actually checked the timestamps. I probably could, but we'll do that in a minute. On Thursday, we have Yuppie Psycho, which is a horror game, I think. And it has a pixel art style. It kind of reminds me of Uncanny Valley, which is that pixel art where you're the cop or the security guard, and then really weird stuff happens with your fat cop friend and all around your apartment and stuff. Yeah. Odd little game, but, you know, it's... I don't know how this one's going to go. I realise that's completely unrelated to what this game is, but Yuppie Psycho. So, yeah, there's that, I guess. On Friday, Ugly Dolls and Imperfect Adventure, which is another of those kids' TV shows brought to video games, like Paw Patrol. Crayola Scoot's not a TV show, but the same developers or publishers have done it. Outright Games. So it's $40 US because of licensing, probably.
Yeah.
And because they can get away with it.
Seen a lot of those come out lately. Which is good because, I mean, they sort of died off after the 360. You stop seeing the movie tie-ins and all that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Looks like it's about an hour for Zeroption Invasion.
Yep.
Which, unless they were bad.
Or took a break.
It took them a long time to... Yeah. So either an hour to complete 7 levels, or they got bored halfway, or died and maybe had to restart. I'm not sure how that's working.
Maybe they were sort of bug testing along the way.
Yep, it's a weird developer name. That's Josyan F1. Josyan F1. That's the developer. Josyan F1? Yeah. Like that's what it is on the store page. That's what it is on his Twitter. That's his. Yeah, sure. Why not? Just have a weird one in my name. Okay. Tuesday we have a fair few things coming out. We have the Just Cause 4 DLC, Daredevils of Destruction. Warren was saying earlier, this doesn't look particularly awesome. Challenges.
Yeah, it didn't look like it was a whole lot of content. It looked like it was more of like a bunch of challenges. I think the achievements are like get B ranking or higher on all these different things. So, yeah.
Okay.
Challenge modes can be fun. I mean, Just Cause is a pretty fun game, so...
True, but challenge modes as a rule...
Is it worth a DLC?
I'm not big with. Like, the Tomb Raider challenge modes just didn't do anything for me.
Yep. Also on Tuesday we have Fell Seal, Arbiter's Mark. Anyone?
No.
Nope.
You got me.
Yep. That's about where I land on it. Fade to Silence. Yeah.
Know nothing of this either.
Nope. Survival game. So it does look like there's a monster of some kind. I don't know whether it's like a third person over the shoulder or like a strategy. Not a clue. But THQ Nordic. Okay. It's probably going to be alright then. They're doing pretty good stuff.
They're doing better. They're doing a lot better than they were not too long ago.
Yeah. I think Darksiders 3 has gotten... That's them, right? Yeah, it's improved since launch. So, yeah, they're on the way up, so I imagine this is going to be
Interesting.
all right.
Fell Seal
And,
is tagged as
final-
a strategy role play.
Oh, cool! I love those games. That is definitely one I'm going to check out. Then.
Now, just remember that's a pre-release genre. That's us looking at the gameplay and going, I guess it's probably fitting in here, and then we wait for votes. So
Well, if it's wrong, we blame you then,
check
right?
it out yourself. No, I don't. I am essentially a tie-breaking vote, really.
Exactly. So we blame you. You broke the tie.
I didn't do this. There was no vote to on a disagreement. There's no vote to tie-break here.
Well, let's put it this way. Looking at the
Essentially,
achievements, I totally agree with role play. Strategy remains to be seen, I guess. Or you'd have to look at games.
Strategy is
Yeah.
really broad in that sort. Like, is it Final Fantasy Tactics style strategy, or is it more of a Valkyria Chronicles sort of thing?
I haven't seen gameplay.
Yes,
Couldn't
yes,
say.
discussions. Yes, all of these things are. I am
Strategy
aware of,
RPG
yes.
can be a really wide
Open treasure
spectrum.
chests.
Yeah. Whether it's a tactical or a traditional strategy.
I'm almost willing to say it might be tactical
I
looking
don't
at the
think that-
achievement art.
I hope so, because I
Yeah,
love
that's-
those games. They're some of the best that you can get.
But who knows? Speculation.
And speaking. Oh, God damn it, Plantain.
Sorry.
It's
You
alright.
need to have a speaking stick. Got to speak, you hold the stick.
Yeah, I need a magical Canadian club. Okay. Final Fantasy XII: The Zodiac Age is also coming out. Speaking of RPGs, that's coming out on Tuesday, and it has a 2x speed up. So, I don't know why Final Fantasy X didn't have the Steam cheats.
I don't like the inclusion of the speed ups, to be honest. I mean, I understand people
In
like
these
them for
long
the speed
JRPG
runs,
games.
but I wouldn't want to play it in a faster speed. I'd like to
Yes and
experience
no.
it properly.
7. Did you really want to
Even-
spend all that time breeding chocobos and farming all the crazy materia again?
Yeah, I've done it once before. I can do it again.
Yeah.
Getting through grind, I can understand speed up. Like, I wouldn't have used it for any of the story stuff. Getting through battles and that sort of thing, yeah. To save me walking in a circle and fighting things, to save me, half the time doing that.
I
yeah,
suppose
I'll
for
take a speed up.
battles in 12, it makes a bit of sense, because after you get to a certain point, the battles just play themselves. Once you have the gambit system set up perfectly. You got your bubble, your
Yeah, so
haste, and all that all set to go.
yeah. I mean, slightly less sense in a turn-based game, a completely turn-based game like 10, but even just speeding up those combat animations would be nice. And the ending of every fight.
That was probably my favorite
Like
part
it's-
of 15, when the guy kept on doing that theme
when
song. Yeah,
Prompto did that. It's great, but after
the 100th time.
easily 2,000 plus fights, I'm done with it. I'm okay with that not happening. If there's an option to turn it off in the menus, I would do that in a heartbeat. I know it's trying to load me into the next, it's loading me back into where I was, and it needs that time to think. But
I'm just waiting for the standalone Blitzball game. That's all I want.
No,
want that.
standalone Tetra
we were
Master.
discussing that we were discussing the standalone Blitzball game in the TA staff Discord. I would easily pay $40 for a fleshed out Blitzball standalone game. Do it better, give yourself 3 dimensions of movement and a more in-depth training and recruiting and stuff like that. I would easily pay $40 plus for that.
Tetra Master I would pay money for. I loved that game. That's the card game in 8.
Yeah. Yep.
The only really redeeming quality of 8.
Has an online standalone.
Everything else in 8 was garbage.
Wait. 8? 9.
No, 8. 9 is called...
Tetramaster's
No.
9.
Is it?
8 is Triple
Oh,
Triad.
right. That's what I meant. Triple Triad.
Okay, yep, cool. I'm like, what? That doesn't... Yeah. Oh, good. Yep, so that's new games. We'll move on to a little PSA regarding Burnout Paradise, the 360 version. The servers are shutting down on August 1st. So that means all the online stuff is going to go away. You won't be able to get your achievements in that. So if you haven't done it for whatever reason and you would like to get that done, I would put that on your priority list because there are some achievements that require like 8 people.
Is there a lot of time
wanna
involved, or is it just,
The 250 online
think
challenges
it-
is somewhat time consuming because
Right.
you've got to do it like the 2-player, the 3-player, the 4-player. You can't just do one sequence and be done with them, and you got to do them over and over. And some of them are more troublesome than others.
Yeah.
Okay, let me have a look. Yep, 19 online achievements.
That's he's loading
You're going to
right
have
now.
that stuck in your
That's
head
in my
now.
head now. Yeah. Yeah, that looks to be the worst of them. The rest of them seem pretty reasonably cruisy. Yeah, 250 challenges. That's going to be a difficult one. Moving on from that, we have our milestones. And I have done a lovely job of not putting these in any order at all, again. Brad, do you wanna go through these?
I haven't got it opened up, so
Yeah.
you should go through them.
I definitely should then. That's should indeed. Good segue there, Chin. I'll just do them myself and get halfway in.
Would you like to do? No.
Warren.
Okay.
Okay then, that's fine.
No,
Oh, it's gonna be like a 5-hour episode. Okay. First up, we have an RTDL milestone. We have Wildwood Mike got 25 out of 25 for this month, so congratulations, because I think we've only seen 3 of those in this, 3 or 4 this 4-month period, so good on him. Especially because I re-rolled, I re-rolled one of his hardest achievement. I can't remember what it was beforehand, but he re-rolled into completing all of the snapshots in one of the rare replay titles. I went, oh. You went from like a couple 100-hour grind to 20 minutes maybe. I think it was Solar Jetman as well, so really easy. So he lucked out there. Otherwise it would have been a lot longer. In fact, I can probably take a look at, while I read some milestones, I can look at what he wanted to re-roll. Oh god, I can't do it that way. No, that's not going to work. Who cares? Other than him, Posty has reached a new milestone for 100 completed games. Quickly look to see if anything else has completed games. Nope. Okay. Tropan has reached a new milestone for 15,000 achievements won. And Ghost World has reached a milestone of 16,000 achievements won. LA Jester has reached a milestone of 100,000 Gamerscore. Okay, next one would be... We'll go with that one. Eliphalet77 is in the top 500 of Gamerscore and True Achievement for Metroidvania titles. So, well done there. I know it's tough once you get to those higher numbers of top 500, top 100, all that sort of stuff. I need to quickly look at what Wildwood Mike had. Then we have lots of true achievement milestones. We have Ghost World and Brett43 reaching 700,000 true achievement score. Neo Master has reached a 2 million true achievement score milestone, which is... It's crazy that he's done that without getting a million gamer score. You would think he'd have a million gamer score by now, right? No, he definitely does. It's okay. It's a bad joke.
Oh, right.
That's right. Yeah. He was on our podcast. He didn't even have a million gamer score. That's unbelievable. It's crazy. And Tony Coconuts, this is my favorite one, so I put this at the end. has reached a milestone of 277,772 TA score. I love palindromes, so you read that both ways, it's going to be the same. I imagine, though, at this point it's inflated or decayed and is no longer that number, so shame on you. Shame on you. You lost it.
That's Rich's fault for writing a site that recalculates on a daily basis.
Yeah, we should blame Rich. Oh, yeah, so reroll. The reroll that Wildwood Mike got was he rerolled the Energizer achievement in Outlast, which is for finishing the game in insane mode without reloading camera batteries. So he went from that to a rare replay achievement.
That wouldn't be
Good
too
on
hard
him.
if you're watching like a playthrough through YouTube or something, would it?
No, not too bad, but you die, you go
Yeah.
back to the start. So just, it can get... Yeah.
Do you guys follow many leaderboards on
And-
TA? Like, do you track yourselves or not really? I know you do for roguelites.
Yep, I track myself on Roguelite True Achievement, although I then go and check my Gamerscore and stuff in all the other roguelite, all the different...
Is that
categories for roguelites.
worldwide or
I
do you
also-
focus on Australia? Or
Yeah.
Oceania?
Oh, worldwide, because there's no one is close in Australia as far as I'm aware. I can have a quick look now, but I don't think there's anyone anywhere near as close. Other than that, I do Gamerscore in Australia and Gamerscore on Xbox One. I think in Australia and worldwide. Because, yeah, I prefer Gamerscore to True Achievements, but I know most, like with my roguelite, I track True Achievements because most people see that number as being more important than...
Yeah, because the
than your
ratio
Gamerscore.
really tells you a lot about a roguelite.
Yeah. Yeah, True Achievement score in Australia specifically, I'm 30,000 ahead of second place.
Nice.
51
Nice.
to 21. Yep. If we go all of Oceania, yeah, same guy. And then worldwide, I think I'm still fourth. But aside from Gungeon, I haven't played any in a while. Yep, fourth place, 21,000 behind first place. So he's on 72. 72 out of a possible 215.
Yeah,
Thousand.
roguelites, they're not easy.
It's very broad. Yeah, I think, and I'm also 700 Gamerscore ahead of first place, so I've played a lot of the easy ones.
What about you, Planning? Do you track
I mean-
anything?
A couple few. Games played because I bean
Aerial
dive
vehicular
everything.
combat.
Yes, aerial vehicular combat. I track the U.S. leaderboard for that.
So we should get
No.
rid of aerial, right? Like that's a
No,
Useless
it is
genre,
not
right?
useless. I think we had this discussion at least once. TA difference in all games I track because TA difference is, something interesting coming up. So kind of have to keep that going. Other than that, it's mostly point and clicks or Connect, Gamerscore and TA score and Connect required games.
Right.
Got to get the move on,
Oh, right. Yep. Connect. Yep. Yeah. Interesting stuff happened with connector-related things recently that we'll talk about later.
We're getting a new one. No, probably not.
You wish. Imagine if they somehow used like your phone camera as a Connect thing. Oh God. With the your new Xbox and the iPhone and stuff. Oh, it would be so.
Yeah, let's
horrible.
not.
I hope they do branch
that
into
would be
VR soon because I want to get Beat Saber.
Beat Saber is very good. It's like I haven't done much VR in a while. I used to when I got it for Christmas. I said at least once a week I'll put it on for a couple hours because then at least I'm using it and it doesn't feel
Yeah.
like I'm wasting it. I haven't done it for a while, but Beat Saber's great. It's just so expensive.
Oh, because you have to
Like,
buy all the songs.
They're all. Oh, the game itself is $30, and when you're used to buying so much on sale, I'm like, oh, $30. Ooh.
That's just the one
Maybe
game
for
that I
10.
really want. I'd love to try it.
It's great. It's yeah. I mean that some of the stuff that comes in preloaded is really good as well. But yeah, Beat Saber's really
Oh,
fun.
I didn't. I didn't say anything about my leaderboards. I think I do track roguelite, but I don't really make a conscious effort to build to it. And I track RPGs for Australia, and that I'm sitting 6th.
Yeah.
I think in Australia.
RPGs. Yeah,
But-
6th.
And that's I could make it to 5th fairly easily, but I'm really slack, and I just haven't been playing RPGs for quite a while.
Yeah. Yeah, you are a bit of a RPG fanatic, aren't you? Well, not fanatic in the most smallest way possible, but yeah. When I think of you, I think of RPGs. That's what I mean.
Really enjoy that.
Yeah, you're the RPG guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chin says I'm the aerial combat guy. I'm number 5 for the U.S. I don't know what I am worldwide, but I need to work on that.
Yeah. I know, 2019 was supposed to be Year of the Roguelite, but then all these RPGs came out.
You
And
got
I'm
to
like,
pause
oh,
for
I
Final
really-
Fantasy.
I think that's the
14.
biggest problem.
Nostalgia.
RPGs are usually extremely expensive games.
And time consuming.
So,
Yeah,
well,
they
yeah,
can be.
and time consuming.
Roguelites for me are always overpriced, I feel. Like,
To be fair, though, the amount of content and replayability that you get in a roguelite, it's worth the money.
most of the time. Yep.
So you combine roguelite
But the-
with aerial combat and play Everspace.
Sterenden, that's
Everspace.
sort of roguelite.
Stereden's roguelite. It's a
Yeah,
just a
I
shoot
don't know
'em
if
up,
you
though.
call it aerial combat.
Everspace is the game that you would. I mean, it's probably most like aerial combat,
Yeah.
which I imagine is probably closer to Elite Dangerous Combat than a proper aerial combat game. But anyway, tangent. Damn these tangents, Warren, you're killing me.
That's okay. We can spread the love.
We're gonna like the one episode Alex wasn't here, and it's gonna be like a 7-hour show. I'm gonna have to cut this up into pieces. This is definitely not getting out tonight.
It'll be alright.
So about the last episode of the final season of The Walking Dead. No, just
This is just we'll throw the review back in at the end. It'll be fine. Another 40 minutes tacked on. Okay. Now that the milestones are finally done, all that talk was milestone talk for sure. Now we can tell you how you could get into contact with us. So if you wanted to send us a message to the podcast, you could send us an email, hello@realgamerscore.com. I don't think we've gotten an email yet, so if you wanted to be the first, you could.
You might get a mention.
Yeah, you probably will get a mention as the first, and probably whatever you said, unless you said something we can't say on a podcast, in which case you won't get whatever you said. If you wanted to contact us on Twitter, the podcast is @RealGamerscore. As we said at the top of the show, like back when the sun was out, and and we discovered fire really back then. You can join our Discord, discord.io/realgamerscore. That's where you can join in the conversation, have a chat with us, just complain about how ridiculously long the episode is, complain that Alex wasn't here and the show's a mess, and halfway through what you were talking about, I forgot what you were talking about, and all that stuff. Feel free, have at it. If for whatever reason you wanted to provide monetarily, you could at patreon.com/realgamerscore. You've got 7 more days to get in before our May is locked out, and you won't be eligible for the May drawing. So if you wanted to get in soon. You could have a chance of winning an ID at Xbox title of your choice. Currently it's of your choice. We may, in the future, limit it to something that's sort of come
I
out
was going
in
to
the
say,
last
does
couple
that
months.
driving school game count as an ID at Xbox game?
It does. It does count as an ID Xbox game. And the excess comes out of my pocket, which I'm happy to do. I don't have an issue with it. If that's what you really want, I'll get it for you. That's fine. It's not a problem. We hope that you'll be sensible and don't pick Driver's Essentials. Because every single person, every month, it's going to be, I want Driving Essentials. I'm like, no, you don't. No, you don't. Something else, please. But no, if you really want it, you at least have to give me your account details so I can play it as well. I think that's only fair. Yeah. So you can, man, if you thought the ending was derailed, whew, we worked out the whole episode. You could write in questions to the show and we'll answer them. We don't get questions ever. And it's very sad because I like answering questions. I like talking if you haven't, for some reason, haven't figured that out yet.
More tangents.
More questions means more tangents, which really annoys Alex, and I love it. The more annoyed he can get about something and trying to get things on track, the better. If you're interested in being on the show, the queue has started. There's a couple in our queue. But contact Alex, Professor Pluto on True Achievements or Discord. And if you can send a sample of your audio on Discord so that we know what we're working with and know that I can use my useless editing to make it not sound horrible. Because I do my best, but some days, oof, it's shoddy.
I don't know. I don't think you've had a bad one yet. And I'm pretty sure a couple of people had some pretty big background noise. Someone had I think it might have been you had the rainstorm going on.
I did have a thunderstorm. Yeah, I've done okay. I mean, if I'm working with not awful quality, it makes it a lot easier. It is harder when it sounds like you're in a tin can, which I have in the past. But anyway, regardless of that, if you want to help out the podcast, you could subscribe to us on iTunes or whatever podcast platform you're listening to, whether that's Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Talking to you, Kingsman, pretty sure you're our only iHeartRadio listener. If you're not our only iHeartRadio listener and there's someone else, let us know. Pretty sure we've only got the one. Pretty sure it's Kingsman. Where else? We're on the generic podcast app on the iOS. Podbean.
Spreaker? I think that's another
one. Yeah, Spreaker is our hosting platform that sends it to everywhere. You can listen to the podcast on YouTube now. I send it out on YouTube. It's a little bit weird, but you can. Sure, go for it. Subscribe to us there too. Leave us a review on whatever platform, and our little aggregator will send it all to us at the end of the month, and we'll read them out, and we'll feel good inside, because when someone tells us we're doing a good job, or even gives us feedback and we know what to improve on, it helps. We like it when we're told we're either doing a good or awful job. It gives us something to work on, really.
Exactly. And the best way to kind of tailor the show for you, the listeners.
Yeah, we enjoy making the show, but if you don't want to listen to something we do, we'll just stop. Like, we won't do it if you guys don't like it. I mean, not if just one person doesn't like it, but we'll see.
Stuff that one guy.
We'll see. Yeah. Tell your friends about us. Probably not about this episode, but the other ones. The good ones.
Hey.
Tell your friends about the ones that sort of the common thread of sensibility holds strong, because it doesn't here. That's fine. Retweet us on Twitter. It helps. Honestly, that word of mouth is ridiculously important. I don't do it because I'm silly and I keep forgetting to. And every time Warren does it, I go, "Oh, right, I need to do that," and then I get distracted.
I do the same thing. I try and retweet.
The shiny disappears. Yeah, I really should do it more as a host, but I'm awful. I see Warren doing it. I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. I should do it. Ah, cool, shiny. What's that? Ooh, I'm gone. I'm off. As I said, subscribe to us on YouTube. We put our reviews up there as well with some video footage, so you can see the game in action. The 20-minute video for The Walking Dead was fantastic footage. I would watch 60 seconds and probably no more if you really wanted to see it. It's great. If you want to see more, you'll feel like you've seen it already, because you have. It's about 60 seconds looped, because everything else would be spoilers. And that's the show. That's how you help out the show. If you wanted to talk to us, we would have our individual contacts. I don't know if Brad wants you to talk to him, but if they do, Brad, if you do, Brad, how do you want
They can
them to talk
contact
to you?
me on True Achievements, just Clowntastic, and on Twitter, Clowntastic08, I believe.
Yes, Clowntastic. Oh wait, okay, because that was your
Yeah, it
old
was.
gamer tag, and you got just without the numbers. Yep, and he's also in our Discord, so you know, great people like him are on the Discord. Great people like Warren, I'm in there too. Yeah. Speaking of Warren, if people wanted to talk to you, Warren, how could they do it?
I think the best way would be to send me a message via Morse code, and the cats will take it while I'm out if I'm not here. Otherwise, I'll write it all down and translate it.
Yep.
Other than that, I'd say Discord. As Jim mentioned, I'm usually there during U.S. hours and occasionally non-U.S. hours, like I was most of tonight.
Yep.
Also, you can probably reach me on either Xbox Live or on True Achievements, Planting42, that's me. Or on Twitter if for some reason you want to get the show retweets and or random rants, because that's about what I got.
Yeah. As for myself, you can find me on the Discord, on trueachievements.com, on Xbox Live, or on Mixer or Twitter, all at ChinDocta, ChinDocta, ChinDocta. Segue to ending. Brain failing. Oh, words hard.
404, not found.
No, I've had my brain's melted and words are hard. Oh god. Oh, what is going on? This is all going to be cut. But what am I doing?
Oh dear.
I've forgotten everything. Nah, I've lost it. Okay, I've just said how to get in contact with me. Alright, this is episode 38,
Yeah.
right? Yep.
Yes.
Cool. Okay. And that's going to be episode 38. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you like the longer form that we've decided to adopt to this episode. Let us know if you enjoyed it. And I'll happily force Planting to stay awake much longer than he needs to. Also, Alex. Alex has a quote-unquote bedtime. Not if everyone
If
wants
they
the
like
show to
the
be longer.
tangents, Alex
Nudge,
isn't
nudge,
gonna be
wink,
a fan
wink.
of that.
That's fine. I can make it happen. I can make it. He can't stop me. When this train derails, there's no putting it back on the tracks. Trust me. It's a whale train. You ain't stopping the whale train. What's that?
The coal train?
Flint coal.
Don't drink water.
Don't drink water in Michigan. All of Michigan. Don't drink it. Okay. On that note,
And with that...
we will see you in episode 39. Thank you, everybody. Goodbye and good night.
Peace.
Take it easy.